Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is Nick here, and today we're going to be talking about Bitcoin Cash. It's going to be a quick video, probably minus 10 minutes, hopefully. But ultimately, I really want to talk about this project because I'm very bullish on it, and I'm going to explain to you guys why. But if you guys did enter when I mentioned it on Twitter, you guys would have got in at about $400, which in my opinion is a very safe entry point. Now, it's not as good as, getting back here under like $300 or at $300. But hey, it's still a safe entry. You guys are up over $200 on your investment, and that's awesome. If you guys did listen to me, I know a lot of people got in at like 530. But hey, profit's profit. You guys are still up $100 if you have one. But nonetheless, if you guys do have the liquidity to actually put it into this, I would say, right now is a pretty good point just to kind of long trade it, because where I predict this to go is about 10K. That's my target point. Now, of course, the safer target point would be about like 5K, and I'll tell you exactly why I think those numbers are very achievable. So, nonetheless, let's jump into why I'm very bullish on Bitcoin Cash. I just want to mention again, and I always kind of throw this out in my videos, is please follow me on Twitter. It's not for, my gain. It's really, for your gain, because every single one of these updates, like I can't record a video, every time that I think that something's going to be a really good trade, just because I don't have the time in my day, because I'm very busy during the day with, building my online businesses and stuff like that. But ultimately, definitely follow me if you guys want live updates, or even join the Discord channel in the description below, because now we do have a crypto Discord that you guys could join, and I pretty much do live updates on pretty much a lot of my assets that I do hold when the time comes. So definitely follow me on Twitter. Definitely join the Discord if you guys do want some, free value information, especially something like, Bitcoin Cash. But ultimately, let's just jump into this. So this graph could really only go back to about November of 2019. This is when it got listed on Binance. Now, I really want to talk about this just because, we did hit this high of almost $800 before getting rejected down here into like the $400 range. This was when Bitcoin was really crashing. This was like those major dips in which I said, it's a steal right now. You guys need to hop on this, because these OG like coins like EOS, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, Zcash, these are major holds this alt season. And I think that they're going to run like crazy just because of, market patterns from previously. So ultimately, Bitcoin Cash has a lot of room to move, and I can tell you why. So if we look at this graph on Coinbase Pro, or on Coinbase itself, sorry, we could actually see where this was back in 2017 and 2018. If this actually would let me. I don't know if it's going to, just because I know that their UI is kind of trash. But ultimately, we were trading at about $5,000. If I could actually get, let me see if I can get that specific graph for you. I know that sometimes it doesn't like to show me it. So let's just go to the Coinbase one. We'll go to the 1-day pattern. Let's go back here. Okay, so it looks like they do have this. So if we go back here, so it was trading almost at $5,000. It hit about 4,283. That actually might be wrong as well, but I think that was about it. So if we really look at this graph specifically from, a zoomed out pretty much phase, we could see that this is really starting to climb up a little bit to get to those numbers. Now, ultimately, if we look at things, we could kind of look at this from a, hey, will it 2 times from its previous all-time high when it goes into price discovery? I think realistically, we're going to see some major movement on this asset, especially now that we're getting this institutional money coming in. Not only that, but the IPO listing is going to be major for this Bitcoin Cash. I even mentioned this back in my previous video on DNT and Matic, that hey, this IPO listing is going to really push these assets through the roof, especially when somebody sees, hey, Bitcoin Cash only has, if we look here, I don't know if they mentioned it. Oh yeah, here we go. Bitcoin Cash only has a circulating supply of 18.7 million. Not only that, but its market cap is only 11.8 billion. You know, a lot of people that are new to this will just see Bitcoin and they'll say, wow, $630, I'm going to jump in that. Or even at $1,000, people are going to jump into it, because we got to remember that these are new buyers. These are people that never experienced market cycles. They're people that never were in a bull run. They only, heard about Bitcoin through a celebrity. They heard about, Bitcoin through an influencer. They look at something like Bitcoin Cash and it's a lot more affordable than Bitcoin itself, and they're saying like, hey, it has pretty much the same, if not less, of a circulating supply than Bitcoin. Let's just FOMO in. But ultimately, that's not what I'm betting on. I'm betting on the fact that from a previous standard in terms of the pattern, I think that we could go to 10K easily. Now, what would that look like in terms of a percentage-wise? So if we actually went to 10K, it would only be about a 1,400% increase, almost 15. Now, a 1,500% increase in a bull run is nothing. I mean, that's easily achievable. If we go back to XRP in 2017 to 2018, did an 80K increase. Now, I don't think Bitcoin Cash does an 80K increase, but we'll definitely look at it closely once we see real movement, because right now we're kind of sitting stagnant. I mean, this is a good buy-in to me. Of course, do your own research. This is not financial advice, but I will say this. I was entering, around this point here back in December, before topping off my bags here, when I mentioned to everybody, hey, I'm buying the dip here. Now, again, if we look at this same pattern, I mean, this is an incredible... this is very bullish, if I was being completely honest with you. This entire chart is very bullish to pretty much anybody that's in crypto. If you look at this, you know that some movement is there to be made. Not only that, but we got a really good candle close the other day, and, we didn't hold a key level of support, which was about 645. We kind of fell below it, but again, that could be all because of Bitcoin dominance and Bitcoin itself. If we actually look at Bitcoin dominance right now, we could kind of see that Bitcoin dominance is still at a very low. We didn't hit off of that support level that I was mentioning in my other video at about 57.7. We actually fell right below it, and we just continued to go lower. And I think that we're at some key levels here, because I think ultimately we're going to just come down slowly, and by, again, by like the end of the month, I think that we could be at a very low point in the 50s, in which it's going to allow alts to run. Now, will Bitcoin Cash be a first runner? Absolutely not. I don't think that this is going to run to, 5K anytime soon. I think that we could expect that by probably the beginning to the end of summer. And I think that our topping point will probably be the beginning of fall into the middle of fall. Now, that doesn't mean that Bitcoin Cash can't go parabolic to, 20K or something like that. I just don't think that that is more, realistic. And you guys know me, I'm more realistic and conservative. So, I'm just going to, pretty much be, conservative on terms of the price point average. But I will say this, from this price point high to the low, it was about, only a 100% decrease in price. And if we go to the low, it's about, a 101% decrease in price. Now, a 100% decrease in price from a 100% increase of price from its current point, if we actually go to a 100% here, we'll just do 108 to be safe. So that would be about $1,400, which would be more than a 2x. Now, of course, I think, like I mentioned, a 1,300 or even 100% is nothing crazy. But if we're playing it safe and we're only going to 5,000, that would only be about a 640% increase in price, which would bring us to a little bit of an increase from our current all-time high. It would be only about a 16% increase, which I think is very conservative. I think that's a very safe point. So, if you do want to long this and sell it at like 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, I think that's a very safe point. But again, it's all up to you. Always have an exit strategy when you get into something. But I believe that this is a $10,000 asset. Like I mentioned on Twitter, Bitcoin Cash is 10K or bust for me, just because that's my real target point. Now, of course, if we don't hit 10K, we don't hit 10K. I'm not going to be mad about it. This is, it's not a huge major hold for me, but if we do get rejected before 10K and we start falling down and we, break down below key Fibonacci levels, then I'm going to be selling at that point. Again, it's all looking at, market cycles and seeing where we got stopped out here. Now, again, it's hard to look at, the price chart on Coinbase itself, just because we can't really see this point where it was trading at about 700 and then going back all the way up to that all-time high, which was 4,355 to be exact. But we can't really see that on this because we don't have the specific, same chart that Coinbase is using. But we could pretty much guarantee that we are building for that major, run up. Now, again, nothing is guaranteed, but this looks like a safe bet in terms of, hey, we've been consolidating. We ran up to about 700. If we look at this, we ran up to about, I believe, almost 700. Yeah, 772 here before coming down a little bit, going up, hitting that high of 1722, coming back down, and then we ran all the way up to that all-time high. Now, again, I don't think that this is going to run up too crazy here shortly, but I think long-term, into like September, we could really see this at around, 6K, 5K, around that area would be very safe bet for September before really topping off, before, the end of like November. Now, again, it's all where we see the market cycle topping out at. We're going to keep a close eye on that. Now, again, if we're going to just march fully into alt season, like within like the next 2 weeks, then we could probably expect a topping point to be around, the end of summer, the midsummer sort of days. Because I think, a 3 to 6 month pattern for an alt cycle is pretty safe. But we'll definitely keep an eye out on this, and I'll do live updates on Twitter and stuff, as well as the Discord, like I said, to very much keep in focus on the price point average for this asset. But this entire chart is very bullish in my opinion, and I think that we could really, really see some major fireworks here soon. But again, I think safe entry point would definitely be at around, anywhere you think is a good point to enter. I think, anywhere between, anything below 600 is safe for me at least, because I'm a long-term holder for it. And I mean, if you get it at 600 below, you could most likely 10x all the way up to 6K, which is a decent, profit point. So definitely do your own research, but I just wanted to give a quick update to anybody that is following me on Twitter that is in Bitcoin Cash, and just kind of remind you guys that I'm still very bullish on this project. It's 10K or bust for me. Again, play it safe, guys. You guys could exit at 5, 6, 7, even at 4, 3, or $2,000, and take your profit and run. But that's where my exit strategy pretty much is in terms of where I plan on selling and what my target point is. But again, it's all fundamentals, seeing where things go, and pretty much knowing when to exit and being safe with it. But nonetheless, guys, thank you for watching. I appreciate all the support and stuff. Definitely, if you guys want some free value, join the Discord and also, follow me on Twitter. But nonetheless, guys, this has been Nick. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace out.